welcome to my world, and welcome to part 3 of my multi-mega massive video pickups video, where I have so many pickups this month I've decided to split it up into multiple videos so it's not just one long hour-long video of me showing off games. So let's get started first with a game that I got brand new and sealed for a very nice price. I remember seeing this many years ago. In fact, it was back when I did my very first pickups video in 2015, I think. I remember in that video, that's when I first got some Dragon Quest games. They were very dirt cheap. In fact, in one of the previous videos of these, I mentioned, I also got a sale on 3DS games. Well, back then they did the same thing, but with DS games. I got some Dragon Quest games. And there was another one that always stuck out to me, and I thought, oh, I want to buy that. But I simply couldn't afford it because, you know, I had to pay rent, buy food and things like that, so I couldn't indulge myself as much as I wanted. And I always regretted not buying it at that price, but that's what I had to do. And now, seeing it, it usually goes for pre-owned for double what that price was. I got it brand new and sealed for just a bit more than what it was, and I'm very happy with it, and that is Learn with Pokemon Typing Adventure. So I think this was exclusive just to Japan and PAL regions, meaning the poor old US of A never got it. Bit of a shame, and yeah, it's learning to type with Pokemon. It's really, really cool. Let's see, where have I opened it? Yeah. You get obviously a game, technically, where you sort of go through. It's kind of like Pokemon Snap, except with typing rather than taking pictures. Obviously you type in Pokemon names and things like that, and other words, and then you get graded at the end. So just put that over there. Yeah. So yeah, I have opened it up and played it already. I'll probably just show a picture of it. I did post, I think, a picture of it ages ago on my Twitter. But yeah, you get the game, and for some reason, even though it came out in PAL regions, we got the Japan and US NTSC style cases. Maybe it's because they just didn't want to manufacture a new packaging for it, because a thicker case would have meant a bigger box overall for the packaging or something. So whatever, doesn't matter to me, it's going to stay in the box anyway. There's that. You also get a nice little stand to put your, nice little stand there. Put your Game Boy, the DS in there to hold it up while you play. And one of the things a lot of people actually bought this game for, especially when it went cheap, is the Bluetooth keyboard that comes with it. It's a really, really nice keyboard. Yeah, there we go. Show that off. So it's a very nice keyboard. I'm not usually a fan of sort of portable mini keyboards, especially because they usually end up feeling like laptop keyboards. I don't like those. I have a mechanical keyboard for my computer. I like big, thick, clicky buttons. This actually feels really, really nice, and because it's Bluetooth, you can connect to anything that connects via Bluetooth. So you're not just limited to using it on the DS with the game. So yeah, I've played it a little bit and I'm having fun with it, because while I'm pretty competent at typing, I can type without looking at things. I'm not a fast typer. I don't sit there with two hands and just go, you know, I'm still a bit like that sort of thing. Fast enough, yeah, but I've always wanted to learn to type properly. The only bad thing is, while it came with batteries, they were inserted into this, thankfully. They came with it, but the batteries had leaked. So I had to throw those away and put some of my own in. But yeah, it's a really interesting pickup. I got it, like I said, brand new and still sealed. So that was really nice, and I got it for £20, I think, which is sort of the usually sort of the starting price for it pre-owned. So I thought, for that price, brand new and sealed, something that I've sort of been after for ever since 2015, really, when I couldn't afford to get it at that price, when it was down to like a tenner. Yeah, so I'm happy to finally add that to my collection. Just put it all back. See if we can get it back in the box. Hello. I'm much closer to the camera now. There we go. Sorted. Come on. Lovely jobblies. So there we go. Pokemon Typing Adventure. And if you're in the US and you can get it cheap definitely pick it up. I wouldn't, pay extortionate prices to import it or anything, but if you can get it at a decent price, definitely worth it in my opinion. Right, now we have some Japanese PlayStation 1 games. Now, as you know, I'm collecting wrestling games. I'm trying to get every single one released. Probably not going to do it, but it's a goal, isn't it? When it comes to the PlayStation, I currently own all of the English released games. I don't think there were any exclusive to NTSC or anything in America, so all the PAL ones that I've got are just all the same. So now it's time to get into the Japanese ones, and like Super Nintendo or the Super Famicom, there are tons of the buggers. So I started off with Fire Pro Wrestling Iron Slam 96. This was one of those that I found, I mentioned in the previous video, on eBay. I've got a saved search, I'll go in sometimes, go to Ending Soonest or just recently added and see if I can get a bargain. This one was ending with less than a minute, so I put in the starting bid and got it for about £6 I think it was. So yeah, not even heard of it, I just knew Fire Pro. So I looked into it and turns out it's sort of the black sheep of the Fire Pro series. It's the only one, as far as I could see, that is 3D. It's got 3D models. Every other one has been sort of 2D sprite work. Yeah, unfortunately it didn't work out too well. It's not the best. It doesn't control as well and look as good, but the engine and a lot of the people that worked on it, I believe, went on to create the Aki engine, which of course you will know for some of the much better wrestling games that came out, especially in the N64 at the time. So yeah, that's really cool to add to my collection and for Fire Pro collection. Then we have, I think this was brand new, still sealed when I got it, again dirt cheap, and that is Virtual Pro Wrestling. Always heard of Virtual Pro Wrestling mainly for the N64 and how good they were. So I was quite surprised to see the PS1 version. This was also new and sealed, and a lot of Japanese PS1 games come with these little cardboard sleeves. They're just really nice, I quite like those. So because this was new and sealed, it of course came with it. Really interesting, and the battle system, the fight system, you'll probably be quite used to it. It's got the grapple system that we're sort of familiar with. So yeah, and of course this game was actually released in English as WCW, where are we? WCW versus the World. Yeah, so they just switched out the rosters and made it English. So yeah, really, really cool. It's not the best wrestling game, but it's not too bad. Then we have New Japan Pro Wrestling Token Retsuden. Possibly. Yeah, I couldn't really figure out what I was doing with this game. Yeah, obviously because I can't read the manual or anything, I don't know what the hell is going on, but you can figure out basic punch and kicks, and I can't remember if this was the game where I could only do like 2 moves. I couldn't figure out how to do any more. So yeah, put you there. Then we have Hyper Tag Match. I don't know if this is, I don't think this is associated with any wrestling company or anything. So yeah, so it's all just sort of fake wrestlers. Not the best, probably the worst of the bunch to be honest. And lastly, another Fire Pro game. This is Fire Pro Wrestling G. Yeah, so this one goes back to the 2D sprites that we used to, and yeah, it looks, controls and plays just like every other Fire Pro Wrestling game basically, which is good because Fire Pro Wrestling games are great usually. And it's a nice contrast between that and the Iron Slam 96 3D version. Ooh. Right, next, a game I actually just got in the post yesterday, based on when I'm recording this. I'd not heard of this one. It turns out it was a PAL exclusive. It was originally on the Dreamcast and then it got a PS2 version. And yeah, Dreamcast version's expensive, PS2 version dirt cheap. Got this for £6, and it's Evil Twin Cyperion, I think it's pronounced, Cyperion's Chronicle. And it's a very weird, dark and twisted sort of Tim Burton-y 3D platformer where the main character looks like Chucky, the evil doll, not the redhead with glasses from Rugrats. Yeah, I'd actually heard good things about it. I played a little bit, not impressed with it so far to be honest. It just doesn't feel like it controls very well. Which for a platformer, you know, the jumping, if the jumping isn't right, the platforming game sucks, and that's what I've found so far, unfortunately. Yeah, maybe it gets better. I'll give it a try. Next, two games that I did not pay for, I do not want, but they're in my collection now. Lent my brother my PSP months ago, then lockdown happened, he got stuck with it, and eventually he's been able to sort of, you know, come over and socially distance visitors. He brought back my PSP and he bought two games for it to play, and because he doesn't have the PSP now, he just gave me the games. Tomb Raider Legend and Harry Potter The Order of the Phoenix. I haven't even tested them, recorded game footage, anything. Walk off. Next, pretty new release, a remake of a fantastic 3D platformer from back in the day. I own it on the original Xbox. Now I own it on the Nintendo Switch. A SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. And I actually got this about 3 days before it released, so that was cool. Oh, there are some issues with it. Unfortunately, I played through the first location, got all the golden spatulas, which is the MacGuffin of the game. And while I've had no gameplay issues, no crashes, no slowdown or anything like that, as of yet anyway, graphical issues there are quite a lot of. What do you call it? Textures loading up. Like the first level is the jellyfish fields, and the camera pans over the area as it starts, and you've got the grass. Except all the area is just flat green, and as it pans over each little individual area, the grass texture pops up, and that tends to happen a lot in the game. As you move further away, the texture clearly pops out of place. Think a little bit of Pokemon Sword and Shield with the wild area, where things just pop in and out. That's what it's like. So yeah, a couple of other minor graphical issues, but so far from what I played, it just plays exactly like the original games, except it looks nicer, and I can play it in portable mode on the Switch. So I'm happy with my purchase. I know a lot of people aren't too fussed about how the remaster has turned out. What can you do? Lastly, games that I've been after for a long time. Actually, after the PS5 reveal video where they showed off the console and a bunch of games, they had the new Ratchet and Clank game. It's like, that looks really cool. I haven't really played through all the Ratchet and Clank games yet, so it's like, I'll have a look and see if I can get the HD trilogy for PS3 rather than, you know, digging out the PS2 versions and playing it on the PS2, because my PS3 is right, I'm touching it right now. It's always set up, the PS3, just because it can play PS3 games, and PS1. I don't have the original model that plays PS2, sadly. So I thought, I'll try and get that. Then I looked at the price, it's like 30 quid. It's like, I already own the games on the PS2, I don't really want to pay £30 just to play them looking slightly better on the PS3. I'm not bothered with that. But what I don't own on the PS2 is the Sly Cooper trilogy. So, or Sly Raccoon, depending on what country you're in. Weird. So I thought, I'll have a look and see what the trilogy costs. £20. Sly Trilogy, the HD Trilogy collection on PS3. £20, which is cheaper than what it would have cost me to buy the 3 games on PS2. They're usually about a tenner each, so I'm very happy with that. Played a little bit so far. It just plays exactly how I figured it would, based on lots of reviews I've seen over the years. So 3 great 3D platformers, hopefully. Very much looking forward to digging into that series. Well, that's it for this video. I'm bigcal. Thanks for watching. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of my pickups. Let me know if there's anything I should buy based on what I've bought. And I'll see you again soon for part 4. Or part 5? Was this number 4? I don't even remember anymore. Huh, kind of worried. Or was this part 3? How many videos have I done? What year is it? Where am I? Yeah, this was number 3. Stay tuned for part 4 in a couple of days' time. Hopefully, I think. I don't know what's happening anymore.